question very swiftly as we are into game one, believe it or not, between our two teams here, Team Long Named, I mean Dignitas, and of course their opponents For Fun. Well, they're corrected in no time at all, I am sure. But it's talking about the players, of course, on For Fun. And the sort of individually they have their own story certainly coming into this off-season. I mean, Rizex, you know, there was rumors around whether he'd keep his spot on EG. Now looks, of course, like he will. Considering EG had to deal with Rizex being on a laptop for so much of the full split, I feel like they did a very good job. Likewise, Yukio, following the seemingly collapse of SK. You know, rumors now about potentially Heroic. But then there's Vert, who we can't really say there's many positive rumors going about spots he may get. So you have to say that his performance today is going to be a big deal. And frankly, it started pretty well. He's got an assist here, and it's For Fun who strike first.
Well, I was talking about teams playing well in the qualifiers earlier on, such as Team Liquid, but also Virtuoso in this roster looks really, really strong. He sort of let go of his old style of going for a lot of bumps and decided to go for a bit more of a controlled play where he took the ball down, he wanted to keep in control of it and actually go forward and aggress towards the opposition, taking the game straight to them. And he's already doing that from the off here. Straight into the middle, though, almost a chance for apparently Jack, does go amiss.
Oh, I can barely believe that didn't end up in the back of the For Fun net, but no, they will keep their clean sheet for now as both teams have come firing out. I always wonder, you know, when it's early on in the day here, you know the gamer's schedule, Swazers. It's the fall asleep late and in the sort of early hours in the morning, and then wake up in the early hours of the afternoon. You never know if there's going to be some slow starters, but both these teams have come out firing on all cylinders with plenty of offense, and we could have had multiple goals inside the first minute, but we'll have to settle for just one. Jack off target, that 50. Very dangerous, but For Fun will hold their lead even longer.
Apparently Jack once again down this right-hand side. Gets a double tap to the center, blocked away though. Will be Scrub Killer now. Joryu's the next player to put it across to the left-hand side. Apparently Jack is there onto the back ball, looking for the double, cleared away by Rizex. Lovely first touch as well, allows him to dribble the ball out. Virtuoso now. Over to the right-hand side. Oh, Rizex once again getting a peculiar touch. Nearly bringing it past the last man as well was Virtuoso. Yukio, fantastic mind game. Brings it on through. Nearly putting it across the center as well. Another good chance for Fun. Smiley face. Virtuoso still in the sky. Dunks apparently Jack into the center. Trying to get into the middle is Rizex. It's wide open for Virtuoso. And For Fun, Smiley face having a brilliant start here.
Oh, you could say they're having a hell of a lot of fun here. Doubling their lead early on. A beautiful double. I don't think Rizex himself, certainly Vert, wasn't expecting a pass of that caliber. The power and angle he got on it, opening up the Dignitas net, which was completely vacated. And it is For Fun, who are 2 to the good, approaching halftime here in game one, although this is a dream start for them. And so I think I saw in chat that some Dig voters would be shaking, and maybe not too much. This is a best of 7 if you are just joining us here in the Monaco Gaming Show 2021 edition. This is an 8-team single elimination bracket, every single game, best of 7. Our first game, as you can see, Dignitas against For Fun, and the next game following this is Sandrock Gaming against Na'Vi.
Some fantastic teams we've got here today, isn't it, Tylacto? No matter what we see in the bracket, you know we're going to have a fantastic game in front of our eyes. So far, though, For Fun, Smiley face surprising everybody. They're in control of anything that Dignitas are throwing at them. Dignitas, they're going for a very solo sort of style at this point in time. They're not really finding each other in the passes. Whenever they get the ball down to the center, it doesn't really look like it has that much venom to go forward here. Looking for Fun, Smiley face, looking for that third. It is saved away.
Yukio, that's a big challenge in the midfield there, but he's got no more boost, and they've got to keep up the defense. It would be huge not just to get the win in the first game for Fun. That's so confusing to say 4 twice in a row. But it would be even more massive if they could keep a clean sheet. And the form that Joryus in particular, in my opinion, was in the full major. He's the sort of guy that seems nearly impossible to keep off the score sheet, but they're managing it here, are the underdogs here. And going for a third was Virtuoso there, but not finding a clear-cut shot. Good defense from Scrub Killer, who has started quietly. Jory's likewise going to keep up the defense. It's a nice pass over towards the Scotsman, and he links up to Appjack with the bounce there. It needed to be intercepted again, but this time it's by Rizex. Again, little boost in the tank, but holding on are For Fun.
Oh, I tell you what, look at that from Rizex. He's like a dog with a bone, just not letting that ball get away from him at all, just pressuring Dignitas to make their move. But as soon as they do, he just seems to read any single touch that goes on, even with the zero boost in his tank. Really look easy to just walk past the defense that Dignitas were putting up. You were talking about Scrubkiller being a quiet player, and he normally is, especially on the attack. But my, oh my, this is turning into a bit of a rout this first game.
I mean, Dig had to chase this first one because they weren't going to make the comeback in time, but simple connecting counter-attack, Yukio and Ver, making it look easy. It's an easy finish for a player of his caliber, and it's 3 to the good. The 33 seconds on the clock. It's looking like game one's a wrap, Spaces.
At this point in time, they're asserting their position. They're basically saying that, don't mess with us, all right? We are here to do what we can, to win, but Scrubkiller may not do enough to actually bring this game back to Dignitas in this game one, but it could shift the momentum a little bit as we head closer to game two.
I don't know. There's still a chance here. Back within 2 with 20 seconds on the clock. If Dignitas can pull off the comeback here in the first game, that would definitely justify cracking open a Magnum for the boys. And a huge save from Virtuoso. That could be the save that wins them the game. But notice that they will not have kept the clean sheet that we asked for. Dignitas, we're expecting to be slow starting here, but maybe we're underselling for fun. I can tell you that I've looked again at the Twitch channel point prediction Spaces, and because it's still open, the amount of bets that have gone to for fun has increased very, very much. They've nearly quadrupled the amount of points they had of them at the start of that game one. Shock. And really, it is a bit of a shock. They've taken the first game of the series. No shock given the caliber of those players, but Dignitas are going to need to step it up.
Absolutely. I mean, they just didn't look like they were on fire whatsoever. They just need to get the engine running is the sort of start that they need. Just get the Baker, starting to roll a few dough balls in the background is sort of where I'm going to go along with that one. However, they need a bit of time. You're saying, the game is sleeping pattern. That could be what it is, Tarlactor. You never know. And as well, if they crack open a Magnum, come on. Do you reckon that's going to times their ability by 10? Because if you just open one, you immediately win the whole event, right? Surely.
That is true. Nothing keeps you cool under pressure than an ice cool Magnum. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, maybe they need to warm up a little bit. Maybe they do some stretches. But I mean, if you overstretch, you injure any of your muscles, make sure to go to Hyper Ice, of course, the masters of all orthopedic products. And maybe that's what Dignitas lead. They are some of the world's leading esports athletes. And that's why some of the world's leading athletes use Hyper Ice.
World's leading athletes being the ones to use Hyper Ice, but right now the world's leading athletes in esports using cars to hit balls as hard as they can at each other. But so far, Dignitas seem to be the ones in this game too to be doing that a little bit better than for fun. Smiley face straight into the center will be apparently Jack. Over to the backboard, easily read though. And cleared away. Scrubkiller though right back on that again. Looking like he wants to get into the center as well. Gets it past the defense. Still sat into the center. Apparently Jack's shot is saved by Rizek. Still though, pass over from Virtuoso. Right back to Rizek again. Sent downfield, Scrubkiller. Passing to Joris. His first play doesn't really come to much. Scrubkiller though booming it long downfield. Apparently Jack racing Rizek to the ball. Still managed to get a few bumps in. Slow that play down. And slow the counter-attack there. However, there's still a chance here. It's going to go possibly all the way through now. Apparently, Jack does make the save. Another big chance. The shot is powerful enough. And Dignitas take the lead.
That demo felt like it lasted forever. Off the court I believe it was Virtuoso of all people, ended up being unable to get back to that one in time. Clinical from Dig. And as they really needed to, they sort of reaffirm dominance here at the start of game two.
Feeling like they've finally got that engine running as I was speaking about. Here and now. 4 minutes left on the clock though. For fun Smiley face. We saw them in the qualifiers where they had quite a defensive playstyle. They allowed the pressure from their opposition and then all of a sudden they would break out on the offense, be aggressive and assertive in their style. But seems like Dignitas are starting to get a bit of their number at this point in time, Tarlacto. Do you reckon that for fun Smiley face already at this point need to start changing things up? Or do they just stick with it right now and try to make it work?
I think if they sort of get their heads down and focus too much, they'll lose the sort of relaxed, almost mindset that they've got that is going to be carrying through this series. If they do manage to come out on the better side of it, it's tough to try and adapt to a team that can be as good as we know this Dignitas team can be. But we've seen for fun catch them on the counter. It'd be hard to do that if they end up. What's just happened there?
What? Apparently Jack takes 2 out the game and somehow gets the pinch of Yukio in the air. What? That's ridiculous from Apparently Jack. 2-0 to Dignitas.
Apparently Jack is an amazing player, an amazing guy too, but there is absolutely no way that's what he had in mind initially when he went up the flip reset shot hoping for a goal. Absolutely, but pinching it with the defender, it's a little bit of good fortune, but I would say it was For Fun who wrote their own misfortune there, too committing for the pre-jump. They know and give the respect to this Dignitas team, knowing that they need to shut them down early, but getting a little bit ahead of themselves here, and suddenly 1 has become 2. Nice little passing play. It's going to be tough to get it on target. The double will be close, but Jack coming across that crossbar here as the play levels up even further.
My word, that would have possibly beaten out Apparently Jack's wonderful goal. The team passing there made For Fun look like they'd been together for a lot longer. Maybe this shot as well. Apparently Jack having to react quickly to make the save. Joryu's now on this right-hand side, does take it past Virtuoso. So Yukio does come in to make the interception. Once again, long downfield, Yukio trying to chase down on this ball. Apparently Jack, though, does clear things up. Not for too long, though. Virtuoso in the midfield does send it forward, but demoed away by Joryus. Yukio now over to the left-hand side, looking to try and get another play on that. Scrub Killer intercepting it. Apparently Jack to the middle. Joryus up, sends it long downfield into Apparently Jack, who passes it again to the center. We're seeing so many passes here, Tarlacto, from both teams. Maybe Fun Smiley Face have inadvertently copied Dignitas' style.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're Dignitas' style of conceding and going down 3-0. I don't know if I'd want to copy that after game 1, but it appears like they have. Dig with the pre-flip passing plays in the midfield. That is absolutely tidy. It was a strongly knitted defense, really, for Fun, but Dignitas just slid right through it. And Swaces, we've nearly got 2 minutes left on the clock in game 2.
Quite a turnaround that we're seeing, isn't it? From game 1, finally Dignitas have arrived to the level that we would have expected them to do so from the beginning. Maybe they didn't have all the warm-up that they needed.
Fashionably late.
Exactly, Tylacto. They didn't care, did they, to begin with? They knew that they were facing a team not even close to their level when they're going crazy on the field. I mean, look at this, one-on-one. Joryu's in the center is an option. A shot as well, blocked away by Virtuoso.
Just poking and peppering it towards the net is what Dignitas needs to do. The best way they keep their defenses intact is just, well, by staying on offense. Exactly what they're looking to do, and finding themselves quite successfully doing it. Taking out Vert on the back line, not for the first time. Joryu's popping it high above the bar, making sure it takes a lot of time for Fun to turn this ball over. At the moment, they need to just focus on keeping it out the back of their net. They have a counter-attack chance here. The flick is good, but is it a little too good? Over the target, and Scrub Killer cleans up. Time is running out for the comeback here in this second game.
That was a fantastic play from For Fun Smiley Face. You can't say 4, can you, anymore with his team name? Oh my word, what just happened?
Rizek.
We've seen 2 ridiculous goals coming out of them. Rizek somehow forcing an error at Dignitas.
This is just the jackpot here. With all the bounces, it's just like ding, 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 winner. Rizek just pinged it off the crossbar and the car, and suddenly there's another chance of a late comeback. 44 seconds for Fun. This would, if that starts, there's no way. There's surely no way. Rizek's I need to do it again. He's here from the ceiling. Delayed flip into a reset. He gets the shot of the pass down as Yukio. That one little over the target. Yukio with the follow again. The shot top corner. Oh, the crossbar not so kind this time. And Rizek, he's got a second.
Oh my word. I was about to mention the fact that everyone in chat that had probably changed their votes over for Fun are probably going to be a little bit happier now. I was going to say that they were shaking in their boots, but at this time, For Fun Smiley Face, they're having a late comeback here. 30 seconds left. If a kickoff goes in their favor at this point in time, it could change the tide of events. We never know, and we have these 25 seconds left to find out.
Can chat power For Fun Smiley Face to the comeback by putting a wall of smiley faces in the chat? Find out by typing a smiley face in chat. Dignitas will not be happy with it, but they are successfully running down the clock. Scrub has taken possession and beaten past his man. Vert has to fetch, cuts it inside one, but Appjack there with a quick follow-up on the challenge. It's boom downfield. Yoryus sticks it in reverse, but he's popped the ball over. Has to be a 0-second win here, and Jack tries to kill it off. It's popped out towards Rizek, who's stretching. He's got a flip reset to keep it up, and somehow he's kept it going. An incredible play. How's he got all this boost? He pops it onto the backboard. It bounces down. The shot is there, and that is an absolute miracle.
Oh my goodness! The smiley faces in chat have worked wonders for this match. Dignitas falling down at the hands of For Fun smiley face. The flip reset from Resist in the midfield. I was amazed he managed to latch onto that one. And now there's a chance here for a 2-0 lead in the series. Jory's on a backboard, makes a save away, and Dignitas, they're just looking to hold on here, Tylacto.
That flip reset keep from Rizex, he's like the world champion of limbo or something. I don't understand how he kept it up. And then he had boost to beat the defender to the aerial to get the pass onto the backboard as well. Someone check, should we get him VAC banned or something? He must have had 300 boost to pull all of that off. That was outrageous. It's dangerous again for Dignitas, who are finding themselves on the ropes. It's no longer limbo, it's more like Twister for them, but they will get the counter-attack. Jory's with the dribble. Can he cut it inside? The save from Virtuoso, and the overtime lives on.
My word. A 3-0 deficit brought back from the depths. Maybe the chance to bring it to a lead and a win in that match as well. No, it's staved away. Apparently Jack, 50 in the midfield, does go to Scrub Killer. Scrub Killer, good dribble to the corner. Gets tripped up though, allows Virtuoso to send it long downfield. Joryus now up the sidewall. Virtuoso so strong in the 50s, puts it down as well. Cleared away by Scrub Killer. Rizex keeping the pressure on. Will be Virtuoso into Rizex. Rizex looking for that midfield pass. Makes it difficult for Joryus. Yukio, bit too far out to be able to take advantage of that one. Yukio once again to the middle. Apparently Jack on the backboard sends it away. Downfield once more. Dignitas, they just need to find a way out of the defense because they're struggling right now. The boost is just slowly dipping away from them. And For Fun, Smiley Face's pressure is just mounting on them.
Dignitas know that the counter-attack can be the easiest way to score very, very frequently. They come out through the back corner here. The delayed flip faked out from Jack, who ends up flipping it high, but he has fed the ball to a Rizex, who looks for another pass off the backboard. The shot backboard bound, the double blocked out by Joryus, and Yukio far forward has to scramble back here. He's going to have to play it with zero boost out of said corner. Nice delay, forcing the 50 back, buys time for his teammates to get back, but Dignitas, they are on offense, looking for the pre-flip dunk. Scrub not quite on the mark. Joryus pops it, corner bound, looking for the pass but won't find the contact. Jack follows up with a 50, but possession looks to be turned over. Take that back. Dig has still got pressure. Never mind. Jack is going to pop it. He's looking for the goal and he nearly finds it as well. Dig a little bit let off there, keeping up the pressure. Plays out of the defense. Yukio looking for the counter. Can they connect? That double is wild, but Jack is back in position. And another pinch. No way. Is that on target? No. The defense is there and we play on.
Still again in the midfield. Dignitas having their turn of offense. Going forward quite aggressively. Oh, this ball going all the way downfield. Demoed in the backline as well as apparently Jack. Will be Rizex though. Over to the center. Scrub Killer well prepared, but does get beaten out. Apparently Jack now. Flicks it high to that wall. Yukio to intercept in the midfield. Gets a double tap at the ceiling too. Virtuoso going back to his always. Demo on Scrub Killer. Opens up the back line, but apparently Jack maintains control. Gets the double as well. Can't get the angle, so Joryus now takes over. Tries to put it back to the middle, but For Fun, Smiley Face in defense, still holding strong.
We're over 3 minutes deep into overtime, Swaces. Chat has asked you to stop breathing, so would you rather be buried or cremated?
I would like to be cremated after this match, I would say, because this is quite an exciting one to watch.
All right, I mean, this is a match to die for right now. I can't believe we got a match out of it after the 3-0 lead for Dignitas. We're over 3 minutes deep into this overtime, and they're playing passing plays off of their own backboard, and this is bizarre right now. It seems that we've sort of dropped into this state where any chance could happen at any second, but you don't know when it will be, as neither team wanting to overcommit makes it so we're in one of them scenarios where one mistake could cost the entire game.
Be told to stop breathing in shock, but I don't think we can at this point in time, because whatever is going to happen next could be shocking. This whole match has been shocking. It's been insane to be watching here, Tylacto. I'm so excited to see where this one goes, because you never know how this is going to end. Both teams so evenly matched at this point in time. Maybe apparently Jack going to drop it down into the center. No, it is cleared away.
Scrub Killer looking to build up that pressure. Knows how efficiently he keeps that up there. He used very little boost despite having more. The play, the save from Virtuoso, and it's a pass into a counter-attack. Pinches it off the inside of the For Fun post, and Yukio will finish it off. That is one of the best comebacks I have ever seen.
Wow! How did they manage to hold on for that long, Tylacto? 3-0 down with, what was it, about 50 seconds left? And somehow, from the depths, they come through with a shining light in front of them to take a 2-0 2-0 lead in this series. That's incredible from a team that have just been shoved together. Virtuoso not having a great season. Yukio neither not having the best. His team falling apart and joining another one. And Rizek's possibly getting kicked off. Look at these guys. They're showing what potential they have. And they're proving it right here, right now.
All I can say is that magnificent Game 2 comeback by For Fun is, of course, sponsored by Magnum. Can they do it, and will they need to do it in Game 3? Dignitas are 2-0 down in our first best-of-7 of the day here in the quarterfinals. It's our first series of the day, and what a series it is coming to be. Dignitas, with all the work to do, are doing the work on the offense here early on, but they are denied by the defense once more.
Already down into the midfield. Virtuoso up for this, puts it over to the left-hand side. Joryu's just watching him slowly, gauging where he was going to end up. Oh my word, the pinch as well. Almost going aggressively towards net. Apparently Jack now in the corner, puts it off the ceiling. Good chance now for Joryu's to put the shot in away. Virtuoso does make the save. Dignitas at the start of this Game 3. Not relenting the pressure. They don't look like they're afraid at this point in time. One thing they spoke about actually recently on their new channel of Dignitas Rocket League was the fact that at the RCS Major, one of the things they struggled without was their mentality coach. And I think if they are able to have him right here, right now, this could still be on for Dignitas to make a comeback.
Yeah. Is there a mental block going on for Dignitas? Is it best-of-7s at the start of the day in the quarterfinal of a playoff bracket that seems to be their weakness? Well, so far, that looks to be the case, but For Fun, as great as things have been going so far, and as incredible as that second game was, they still are only halfway. And Yukio, unable to find the flip reset, is unable to threaten the blue net that time. Apparently Jack has got a good challenge in the midfield here, and Dignitas will really want this first goal.
Scrub killer into the midfield. Virtuoso sends it long. Down into the blue half. Apparently Jack there to meet it. Takes control of the ball. Brings it past one. Can he take it all the way? Onto the back ball. Looking for the double. Drops it down. Scrum killer chasing it as well. Is taken away by Virtuoso. Now looking for the counter-attack. Will be Rizek. Sends it long. Virtuoso trying to find his touch as well. Joryuzo does make a decent block. Scrub killer to the wall. Rizek's predicting that. Reading him like an open book. But apparently Jack now coming forward with control. Brings it past one once again. Apparently Jack, such a dangerous player when he does have that possession on the ball, whether it's a dribble down to the ground or takes it to the sky. There's a big chance here, although for Rizek, it's wide open. Apparently Jack, oh my word, no! Joryu punches it into his own net. That's ridiculous.
Just look away. Don't look. What? Nobody sees it, Dignitas. Nobody will ever see this. Trust me. Nobody needs to know how you went down in Game 3.
Oh.
You definitely won't look back at this moment as rather embarrassing if you do end up losing the series. Definitely not. I mean, Rizek, what a Chad. Look at that 50 on the goal line. Like, his car barely moved.
Oh, dearie me. I don't think that's the way that Dignitas wanted to lose the even game. 1-0 for Fun, smiley face. In quite a difficult situation for apparently Jack, who did make a fantastic save initially, but his teammates kind of not really helping him out in the end. However, now hopefully they can help him score a goal to bring us back to a tie game. It will be Yukio just once again chasing that ball down. Yukio again, another good 50. Will be Scrub Killer. Long pinch all the way downfield. Joryu's not able to find the read, but it's actually a bit of miscommunication in the backline of Dignitas. Are they starting to struggle here, Talacto?
I'm not sure. You have to wonder, like, if they're going to come out with some sort of excuse, but I don't know if there is any. I just think For Fun have really hit the ground running here and are playing so magnificently. I don't want to give the question marks to Dignitas as much as I want to give credit to For Fun, and in particular, right, Virtuoso, who's been out of the limelight for some time right now, right? Things didn't really work out ideally for him. Endpoint dropped him and suddenly became amazing in comparison, and then they went to Solary. He went to Solary, and they suddenly became quite the opposite of amazing. And his stock, oh my goodness, great save from Rizek. His stock is rather low right now. To say he needed this is a little bit of an understatement, but what a performance he is putting in. It's nice to see him motivated again. He got an incredible assist to win that overtime, and he's already had a fantastic save to keep this Game 3 lead intact.
Exactly. I mean, it's unfortunate the way that his career has gone, but yeah, look at that. He's still showing that no matter what situation he's in, he will always be trying to make things work. He is a player that has so much skill, that any team could utilize it if he has the right players around him. And it seems like he's found a set of players which really are offering the support that he needed to show his true colors. What he has in his back locker. Good chance for Scrub Killer with the flip reset. Back into the center from apparently Jack. Virtuoso again. Fantastic defensive control to bring that out.
Dignitas starting to run out of time here in game 3. We've had just the one goal in it here. We're into the final 30 seconds, and they will build from the back through apparently Jack, but he's cut out early. Scrub taking the ball down for a dribble, get a flick to the left, but you see the confident free jump from Rizix, who's going to get a dunk as well to add it on. Oh my goodness, Rizix, he just does it all himself.
Wow, Dignitas really faltering at this point in time. Joryu's a terrible first touch, just immediately taken away by Rizix, and trying to read that touch off the side as well. Joryu's just not understanding where the rotation was for fun Smiley Face. And every single time they push forward Smiley Face, they just seem to have the edge on Dignitas. They make one unpredictable play, which seems to break down the whole team, but maybe there's still a chance here, Tylacto.
We've certainly seen late comebacks as a trend this series. Scrub off the kickoff, a beautiful bump, a fantastic bump. Solo creating the goal, really. Jorios was just there to pick up his delivery, and certainly it came on time, in time for Christmas, but running out of time are Dignitas with 9 seconds, and if they don't want to reverse sweep this series, they're going to need to find a second. The shot is on target, but the save is there from Rizix. Constantly the thorn in Dignitas' side. The pass down again is not good enough. The shot touches down, and I mean, coming into this series, we were talking about a potential sweep. But I don't think, unless we have any fortune tellers around here, any of us were talking about this sweep.
What is going on? Dignitas are a top 8 team in the world, and they're just falling apart. This is ridiculous what we're seeing. The defense is a shambles. Every time they go on the attack, Virtuoso is the one there to make the block. It doesn't matter what they do. They can't break the defense, and they can't break, just hold their own together for even a minute or two. For fun Smiley Face, they're just shoving the ball down their throats and not allowing them to get out of a bad situation. So I really do see this possibly turning out as a sweep.
I think it almost needs to turn out as a sweep, though. Like, I am kind of legitimately worried if the sort of spell breaks for fun and Dignitas get this next game. This is a huge game for us. We could easily see Dignitas snowball their way back all the way through this series, but a reverse sweep in a best of 7 is still one of the rarest feats you see in Rocket League esports. Will we see one here at the Monaco Gaming Show 2021 edition? Let's find out, because For Fun are looking to have one hell of a turn up here. Smiley Face, of course, in chat, if you did indeed put channel points on them, but we know Swaces, don't we? The vast majority did not.
They didn't, but I think that most of them now have decided to turn their votes around and gone quite heavily for this side of Smiley Face. Dignitas, though, a best of 7 reverse sweep on the cards.
That's definitely not on the cards yet, but it has to be for them. We can start off with one of the least impressive flip reset goals we've ever seen. Break this one down.
Well, apparently Jack just decides to do a little bit of a spin in the air. UK on the backboard.
That is incredibly impressive. What I'm on about. I take that back completely. He's leant back entirely. It didn't look like his second touch did much, but from the better angle there, that was actually incredible.
Exactly. I mean, it was pretty good. I'm sure he'd be having copium if he heard exactly what you were saying. What else does he need to do to impress Tylacto? He might need to go for the backboard as well. Maybe a double tap, maybe a triple alongside. Would have been something to make you a little bit happier, Tylacto. Would that have been at the level you require?
No, that was just a fantastic goal. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. The fact he faked out the initial double from the ceiling. Rizix goes for a flip reset of his own. And I mean, frankly, apart from the game 2 0-second equaliser, that's the best goal of the series in my book. That's certainly the goal that is keeping Dignitas in the series right now, but a long way to go here in game 4. Can they get a second? No. Big block coming out there from the Smiley Face defense. Bump on the goal line. Yukio required to ferry that one across, and ferry it he does. Rizix, the backflip into half flip, tries to chase down Jorios, but he scoops that one up the wall like a scoop of Magnum ice cream, but it's shut down immediately by Yukio, who slams the freezer door.
Apparently Jack, lovely bit of fakery there. Almost bringing it past the last man of defense. Jory is a weak shot towards net. Virtuoso again making the save. Scrub Killer though now turning it around, still on the attack into the orange half. It's dangerous. Apparently Jack to the air, gets a flip reset, tries to bring it past one, can't do so. Yukio in his own corner, taking it down, gets the 50. Rizek's taking over, just helping out with that clear a little bit more. Scrub Killer to the ceiling, gets the double, tries to bring it down for the pinch. No, Yukio again. He's able to make that save. Virtuoso, lovely bit of trickery again, once from his mechanics, then the second from the movement of his car. Goes for a bit of an interesting play from the ceiling, especially with no fuse. Good chance here, though, the bump coming through. It's enough to make it work, and Dignitas have two.
And just the little shimmy there from Jory's, the bump into it, just allow me to introduce myself. And Rizek's completely bonked into the back of the net, straight to jail, but Dignitas will have the 2-0 lead here. But, as great as this looks for them, we have seen them throw a 3-goal lead, so I don't know how I feel about this right now.
You could sort of say that nothing is secure with this Dignitas side, can't you, at this point in time? However,
today,
the first one be broken down. Yes, it's wide open, and Rizek just slots that one home.
I mean, look at the assist from Yukio, though. Not only does he force the 50 out into mid, but he gets the demo onto Joryus, who might have been able to get back in time. And Rizek's once again there to pick up the parcel. It's 2-1, and for fun with the quick response.
They've done it with 3 goals. With a lot less time, Tarlacto.
They have.
They only have 1 goal left to get here, and they're going to be tying things up. Do you reckon that could be the end of Dignitas if we see that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. As much as Dignitas are a super strong team, one of the best we've seen in Europe over this past few months. At the start of the season, hang on a minute, little dangerous chance here. It is so difficult for them to respond. To be 3-0 down in the series, look like you're going to start to come back into it and give up a 2-0 lead. That would be tough to take in, and if that shot was a little bit more precise, we could have been looking at that exact scenario. But nice little pinch from Dig. Read well by Yukio though, but I don't think he's going to have enough boost to get to that ball a second time. Rizek, he'll get to it at first, but his 50 is poor. Comes out a little bit awkwardly, and Jack is able to fake out the challenge, such that he can take it down. Lovely smart play, and another team pinch from Dignitas, who look like they might be trying to pioneer just a little bit of a new strategy. But I say Team Solid back in Season 1 were the inventors of the team pinch wages. Back in my day. Yeah, I'll shut up now.
Back when you were a boy. That's sort of the route we're going down, Tarlac. So living the glory days once again, are we?
No, it's okay. We'll focus on the glory days right now. We are a minute away from potentially the last game of the series, but for fun would have to mount another comeback, and Joryus looks to try and stop that with the air dribble. He goes underneath one, but the 50 is enough to free up the ball, and Rizek plays it out from the corner. Yukio follows up, but the dunk comes through. Dignitas trying to stuff for fun into their own half and doing a good job of it so far.
Oh, it's a good chance here. Virtuoso in and out save. Fantastic bit of mechanics to be shown on the field there. Apparently Jack, though, has a free net into Scrub Killer, saved by Virtuoso. Joryus now will put that in the bottom right corner, and with 40 seconds left, Dignitas just need to hold on.
I believe that could be the goal that sees them. Of course, we've seen them throw 3 goals, but Virtuoso had no chance of saving that one. He was backwards in the middle of the net, and Jack was bumping him, let alone Joryus, of all people, was lining up for the shot and slots it into the bottom corner. Very, very satisfying finish there, as Dignitas will look to actually finish this game with their lead intact for fun, trying to pull off the miracle again. But that shot's so difficult from coming up off the underside of the ball, so difficult for Yukio to get over that and keep it underneath the crossbar. I'm writing off the comeback. I'm actually writing off the comeback spaces. I don't think Lightning's going to strike twice.
You never know. There's still a chance.
There is.
Especially if Rizek can do something here. We saw how good his flip reset was last time when the ball's all the way down into the for fun Smiley Faces half. With 5 seconds left, yeah, I'm going to call it a day here as well. It will be 3-1 in the series. 3 more needed from Dignitas to even have a slight chance at coming through and making things work. It's a long road for them to go down. Do they have the fuel left to be able to make it all the way, Tarlacto?
I mean, if Dignitas are just warming up, then they certainly just started using the fuel, and the fuel looked pretty good in that 4th game. It was really, really tough for Fun, who, you know, as impressive it is that they've come out here, all guns blazing, and got themselves into a 3-0 situation, and of course in the fashion of which they've done it, even more so. But that hardest game as a player, certainly mentally, against a team that you're super excited to beat, because realistically, you're not really backed to. It's that last game that gets you across the line and actually gets the dub on the board. And if it's ever going to be the biggest dub we've seen, boss men, then they're going to have to really step it up to actually get themselves over that line. Dignitas looking sharp.
Ladies and gentlemen, Game 5 underway. For Fun, Smiley Face still on match point to get into the semi-finals to bag themselves a little bit more cash. Dignitas have potential right now to be dropping out early. Yukio shot on net, saved by Joryu's. Double commit as well coming out from Dignitas. Joryu's once again bringing it past two players. Apparently Jack waiting patiently in the midfield. Joryu's tries to take it on his own. Saved by Yukio to start this game off.
It's a great save from Yukio. Of course, the save you probably would have expected him to make, but to get back in time to make it, he was on offense just a few seconds earlier. That's a huge recovery from the Austrian to keep us scoreless early on here in Game 5. Dignitas, if they get an early goal here, this is looking all odds for their confidence to be on and fired up. Maybe a chance, but no. Virtuoso early on. I'm nervous watching Spaces. I can't imagine what it's like playing. That shot dangerous after a poor flick from Rizex, who sort of dropped the defense in a little bit of a situation. Dignitas swarming around like sharks of this orange net. Apparently Jack buys time for them to get back into position. He's got all the time for the pre-jump into Joryu's, but the hit a little bit under hit. Can't really get around it and direct that one on target. We go back to the corner. Under a little bit of a siege are For Fun, but maybe they can break out here.
Will be Scrub Killer in the midfield. Good challenge on that. Shot towards net is powerful. Good bump on Joryu's as well will clear a bit of space. Apparently Jack, though, the first to take advantage of it. Scrub Killer now bringing it down onto the back ball, looking for the double as well. Can't quite just about get the touch. Apparently Jack not reading that play. Has to rotate out instead. Now another touch downfield. Joryu's actually making it a little bit difficult for himself. Apparently Jack called upon to try and make something work here. Does get the first block, makes it difficult for himself. Scrub Killer the one to ease the pressure a little bit there. Yukio again puts it all the way across field. Rizex being out by Joryu's. Joryu's now takes to the sky off the ceiling. He has the flip reset. He decides to fake it. Virtuoso not having any of that whatsoever. Yukio, flip reset. Apparently Jack, last man back. Too quick for Yukio and gets the clear.
Scrub. He is cleared downfield, but a little bit of direction lacking, you have to say, and it's intercepted early by For Fun Smiley Face. Yukio with a big challenge and is going to win it out. A shot from Rizex, he went direct for it. This man is confident and looking to make a statement. The statement was not able to be made. That one was blocked by the higher-ups. That is the Dignitas defense. He's looking for the double this time. The double it is, but Joryu's again with the save. It's Dignitas on the defense this time, but what a defense it is proving to be.
Virtuoso taking his time into the midfield. Scrub Killer getting a save, and Dignitas, they're not really able to break out, are they, at this point in time? They seem to be just coming along and getting a long boom downfield rather than having that possession, beating out one player, which we see them so commonly do. Maybe they're trying to realize a different sort of set of play to go out from in the defense. Not allow For Fun Smiley Face to just overpower them in their positions. Because all I'm seeing right now is a lot of booms downfield from either team. No control of play, but whenever that first touch is to another teammate, that is when the pressure is ignited. That is when the fuel to the fire is added. Neither team can really go forward and take this game away from each other. 0-0 with 1 minute 45 left on the clock. Everything still to play for.
Oh, that first goal, though, absolutely critical. It is looking to turn out to be here. Apparently, Jack down off the backboard. Lovely link up to Scrub Killer. Look at that counter-attack. Dignitas like a hot knife through butter, and the comeback continues.
That's a fantastic play from apparently Jack, and Scrub Killer even better to read that touch so perfectly and to send it long downfield. For Fun Smiley Face caught out, lacking in the defensive rotation. We saw this especially earlier on where they do go on the attack, where they love to throw everything forward. And maybe there's a chance here. Rizex on his own, tries to bring it past Scrub Killer. A good save is made.
Scrub has massively held his nerve there. Rizex is looking for the bumps on the keeper, but Joryu's upside down is just going to pinch it off Vert's hood. Done a good job, did the Irishman, trying to buy time for the bumps, but the defense is going to continue to hold, and hugely so for Dignitas. Significant that they hold on there. Minute on the clock. For Fun Smiley Face both pushing out at the same time. It is a big dunk, but they're able to recover possession, and Joryu's is patiently playing those 50s, looking for the delayed touches and to take time off that clock. Dignitas just looking to be clinical here with the 1-0 wins.
Joryu's looking to do just that as well. Onto the back ball, cleared away. Scrub Killer back into the center. Rizex to cut that one off. Gets 2 50s in a row. Doesn't really go heavily in his favor. Dropped down as well, dangerously by apparently Jack. Joryu's right back into the dangerous area as well. Virtuoso sending it to the side. Yukio as well following up on that play. Apparently Jack so quick to rotate out from the defense into the attack. Maybe a goal as well. No, it's taken to the side. Now Yukio, good chance to come forward. Immediately blocked by Joryus. That is what Dignitas are so good at doing, is containing their opposition in their own half, making sure someone is in the right spot to keep the pressure on, slowly taking down the boost, slowly taking down the belief that they can bring it back. 5 seconds left. Another miracle is going to have to be asked for. Maybe the smiley faces in chat could do another one for them. Downfield, Yukio will be scrub killer. The miracle won't come through, and Dignitas get their second game.
I think the knees are getting a little bit weak, and the arms are getting a little bit heavy, Swaces. The pressure is really coming down on For Fun, and it's getting a lot less fun real quick here. Dignitas with back-to-back games. They're halfway to the 4 they need to make this best of 7 reverse sweep. If you're just walking through the door here and going, oh, this is nice, Dignitas are probably, it's like the meme where the guy walks in and then it's just, the house is on fire and like, it's just all kicking off.
This is fine.
It's a bit like that. Of course, this is just our first quarterfinal of the day. All best of 7, single elimination, knockout bracket here at the Monaco Gaming Show. The series that follows this is Sandrock Gaming against Na'Vi. After that, Endpoint Queso. In the last quarterfinal, Vitality Liquid. But the whole bracket will be played today. And if all the series are anything like this one so far, then what an evening we are in for.
Will be Joryus into scrub killer. Back to Joryus again. Shot powerful but not on target. Virtuoso going back to his old ways once again, getting 2 demos. Rizek's with a bit of time but not a fat lot of boost. Can't force apparently Jack into a mistake. Yukio though, quick fire shot. Joryus reacting just as well. Joryus again. Virtuoso last man back. His teammate has managed to rotate back just in time as well. Rizek's now beaten out by Scrub Killer. Joryus popping it high into the midfield. Apparently Jack, the one to follow on to that. Another block from For Fun, Smiley Faces defense. They seem to be doing okay at the beginning of this game. Dignitas with the majority of the ball possession, but For Fun, Smiley Face, we know they like to invite the pressure. We know how good they are at breaking out from that defense. Maybe they can catch them out right here, right now. Good chance for Yukio getting it to the middle. Virtuoso now. 50s all the way through. Apparently Jack gets the pinch to send it downfield.
For Fun, you feel like they desperately need the first goal in this match. I'm just so worried that it's all sort of written on the wall.
No.
If they concede, not even early on, just first at all here, we could be going to Game 7 if Dignitas can pull that off. But we're still in early days here in Game 6. The orange defense looking a little bit stifled and close together. Joryus uncharacteristically missing the top corner, but it doesn't matter. It's a 500 IQ pass, and Scrub Killer slots it in for Dignitas.
That was all apparently Jack. Did you see him there just bumping every single player on For Fun, Smiley Face? The defensive rotation, which is normally quite strong, this could be the key to unlock the gates for a lot of goals to be coming through from Dignitas. The defensive rotation is what is holding together For Fun, Smiley Face, especially when a lot of pressure is on them. But as soon as the bumps start coming through, they're just falling apart.
Scrub just does not care. Dunk into dish in one fell swoop. He gets another dunk at the end for added measure. It's 2-0 in quick succession for Dignitas, and it's a lovely double for Scrub Killer. And if you're on that For Fun, Smiley Face roster, you're Rizek, Yukio, how do you get the thought out of your mind that you're being best of 7 reverse swept? Because again, there's still only a handful that have happened in Rocket League esports history. What a momentous performance it would be from Dignitas in terms of turning it round from that 3-0 deficit. How do you avoid that being a sort of mental block if you're on For Fun right now? Because we're thinking it, you can guarantee they're thinking it.
It's tough, isn't it, the situation that they're in? Going from being so dominating on the field to lacking in almost every single area. You just need a little bit of inspiration from one player to make something fantastic work, and I'm going to guess that For Fun, Smiley Face will be looking towards Rizek to do just that. They need the one goal, the one moment for something fantastic, and then that could be the start to For Fun, Smiley Face finding their form once again. But with Dignitas versus Singularity, Sandrock Gaming in the air for us, that could be something which could be fantastic to watch, and especially after a reverse sweep. Dignitas could be feeling good if they manage to make their way through. However, they've still got this one to go. 2-0 up to possibly take us to Game 7. There's a long way to go for Fun Smiley Face, but can they do it, Tylacto? Can they make that one play to bring contention right back to their side?
I don't know. We're talking about Sandra, but let's not forget that they've got to beat Na'Vi first. Of course, Na'Vi will be with Emre, their substitute, and Sandrock will have Khalid back. Dignitas, they're the ones who don't want to come back right now. For fun, we're asking whether they can do it. They've done it before, but frankly, over these past couple games, they've had such minimal offense that it just looks like something is going to have to change. And Dignitas, they're not going to let it happen lightly. Jorius is baiting out multiple players every single time he takes the ball underneath his spell. And apparently Jack, likewise, is going to get past one. Force the second into a dunk, but a dunk it will be. Scrub has to pick it up in the corner, but the status quo, this just favors Dignitas. No real dangerous chances until maybe now. I say that, but he's gotten the angle and he's slipped it in at the near post.
That is exactly what they needed. A lovely play across the field. Apparently, Jack just hesitating for just a single nanosecond was enough to give Virtuoso the time to actually go forward and put the shot through. The positioning from Jack wasn't at the best. He was in an awkward spot at that front post, and in the end, he does get punished. For Fun Smiley Face, that could be the start to redemption in this match, but unfortunately, that attack will be filtered out straight away.
Down off the wall. It's a little loose from Dignitas. They're going to have to do some work here. No dunk comes through from Jack. The drop down pass is definitely telegraphed and read by two Dignitas players. They both fling themselves at it. It opens up the scrub. Rizek can't get back in time, and we're back to a 2-goal deficit.
Oh no, that is the complete opposite of what For Fun Smiley Face needed. They just had their chance to come back in this one.
All
hopefully looking for overtime, but yes, all Joryus. No one else. If Joryus wasn't there, that would have been a goal, right?
Absolutely.
That would not have been one. No chance.
For sure. That's the secure that we all needed here. Kickoff goal. Jack can't get around it here. Crucial seconds for Fun Smiley Face if they're going to have any chance of avoiding this Game 7 to deny the reverse sweep. It's passed down. Once again, the shot a little off the mark. Yukio had so much to do there. He has kept up the pressure, but the pressure seems to be dissipating. Apparently, Jack gets past another with the wave dash, pops it past. He's just playing FIFA Street at this point, but he's played the delayed 50, and maybe they can wrestle the ball back. Rizex does just that. Jorius on the back foot here. It's played across the net, but it needed to be an incredible angle if it was going to create something for fun. And I do think we might be heading to that Game 7, Swaces.
Oh my word. I bet everyone that was putting all their points on Dignitas now are feeling a little bit more confident about their decision. Dignitas showing what they really are made of. Even that last one couldn't go through and find a consolation goal for Fun Smiley Face. They're on the edge. The tip of the iceberg is amongst us, and they look like to be the ones they're going to be falling straight off it.
Yeah, I'm just checking the script here. Swaces appears to be going exactly as planned.
Oh, wow.
Dignitas just wanted to make sure that more people could tune in time to see them win, so they obviously threw the first 3 games, right? That just seems like great marketing strategy. They definitely didn't pinch it into their own goal on purpose. No, that was absolutely ridiculous, the fact that they ended up turning it in. But I'm happy that own goal happened. It's fantastic.
Oh,
hang on a minute. Hang on a scroll. 5 seconds in, and Dignitas are still on a roll.
Oh, dearie me, Dignitas have found the gaps, they found the opportunities, and guess what? They are taking every single one of them. For Fun Smiley Face, falling apart in the back line. What was previously a brick wall is just a bunch of feathers sat in front of the net, going to do nothing whatsoever against any shot with any sort of power.
A bunch of feathers. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of accurate. Actually, I mean, the resistance has been there, but it just sort of hasn't worked. Sort of bended out of the way. Dignitas haven't really had to do a ton of defending, but for Fun Smiley Face, they are certainly not out of it as the pressure finally shifts onto Dignitas to keep this win intact. Reverse sweep, not a simple feat to say the least. For Fun, demoed on the back line again. Rizek just having to force a 50. They have really looked second best in the second half of this series, but that does not decide it. The next 4 minutes do, and Jorius, he wants to try and put it to bed early, but no early bedtime. Still early on in the day here in our first series of the day in Vert. He's going to try and put For Fun onto offense.
Will be Jorius. Apparently Jack to the center. Scrub Killer. Back over to apparently Jack. Still on that left-hand side, but no boost in his tank. Does mean it's going to be a difficult play for him to make. Apparently Jack, though, does still find value with the demo. And Dignitas opening up so much space, almost all the way through. Jory who's trying to get the redirect, can't make it work. Apparently Jack to the center once again. 2 demos coming through. The squishy save from Rizex is just about enough. Now the counterattack is on for fun. Smiley face, 1 flick, 2 shots, nearly getting through. Scrub Killer holding strong in the back line.
And he's got a double as well to boot. Not only has he got
No
the goal,
way.
it's the difference. He's found an incredible save into an even more incredible pass. And Appjack runs top corner, .exe, and Dignitas are 2 up.
He is running an aimbot at this point, isn't he? Tylacto, that was a perfect shot, intercepting that touchdown field. And all of a sudden, Dignitas are about to find the next reverse sweep of a best of 7, something so rare. Scrub Killer flip reset, and the save is made. Jory's as well, demoing Virtuoso, turning aggressively on the ball as well. Yukio looking to try and spark something in favor of For Fun Smiley face. Now coming downfield is Virtuoso. Good control pass 1. Joryu's the man to beat into the center. It's a huge chance, but no one there again for Fun Smiley face. They're just lacking that man in the midfield.
At what point are they going to start throwing the kitchen sink at it? A little under 3 minutes on the clock. There could be another twist in the tail of this series. Scrub, he's certainly been the man of the match later on here. Certainly in this Game 7, as another man put it, he certainly had his Weetabix today. Up and running are Dignitas as a whole. 2 to the good in Game 7 to try and complete the reverse sweep here in the quarterfinals of the Monaco Gaming Show, and they're playing it around the For Fun defense. Rizex has had to go fetch. The 2 pre-jumps are gonna cut it out here. They just can't get off the defense. Dignitas are rampant right now. And never mind, they've got completely overconfident.
No way. He missed! He missed!
You take this.
Virtuoso! A huge chance to make it 2-1. And he misses it. Maybe it's going to be made 3-0 instead. Jory is shot down. Scrub Killer there. Yukio saves. And somehow, Dignitas counting their blessings. They can't have many left. Surely not. For Fun Smiley face falling apart here, Tylacto.
You know the best part is that there's still time. I just can't believe that wasn't the chance to get themselves back into the game. Dignitas have got so overconfident. They deserve to concede so badly there. And Vert's like, you know what? How about no? I've seen far more difficult open nets, but for a player of his caliber, he knows that he had to score there. Dignitas, they're still 2 to the good. Their clean sheet somehow still intact, but it has to stay that. Apparently Jack, he's looking for a double, but he's lost the power, and it doesn't matter. He's going to get it anyway. It's Dignitas, 3-0 up, and as much as we've seen this before, it feels very different to last time.
G, I think is the term that I would use right now. Dignitas, the reverse sweep, the mentality coming on through, showing what they can do when they have that man in the background, just giving them a bit of a boost, trying to keep their mentality positive. And every single time they've managed to do it, it has worked absolute wonders. 3-0 down, Tylacto. Maybe a chance here. Virtuoso again couldn't make the shot. This one was a little bit more difficult, but still, they had to make it work. They had to relish the chance, but they didn't do that whatsoever.
Still time, but they're going to need the first far sooner rather than later. For Fun Smiley face, who put up such an incredible performance, and certainly so in the first half of this series, showing why they reached this stage of the Monaco Gaming Show. As great as their achievement has been, and as good as the performance has been to follow its traces, it feels like such a bitter taste to be ending on.
That's unbelievable. I mean, fair play to Dignitas. They have done absolutely brilliant to get back in this one. From being 3-0 down in a best of 7 to come back and win the whole thing 4-3. A reverse sweep. I remember hearing a stat, I believe, that there's been less than 10 best of 7 reverse sweeps. All right, 3 seconds. Come on, is it going to happen?
I mean, Rizex proved himself to be a miracle worker earlier, but I think this might be a little bit much, even for him. Maybe the kickoffs. Dignitas, there's no way. No, I'm calling it here. There is simply no way. Dignitas have clutched it up here and pulled out a fantastic reverse sweep to open up the day. Of course, we're finding out in our next series who it will be, who they'll be waiting for in the semi-finals. But I mean, all I can say is what an eyebrow-raising curtain raiser we have had here at the Monaco Gaming Show. All the believers in chat breathing a very fat sigh of relief that all the channel points they put on Dignitas are still in their wallets. That, I don't even know what to say. What a series, Swaces.
That's unbelievable what we've just managed to witness. Dignitas, we expected them to win, but not in that sort of fashion. However, it does prove that they have got what it takes to go all the way. And this is just the start. If they can continue perform as they did in the latter stages of that series, to get the reverse sweep 4 games in a row. They made it look easy as well, Tarlacto, which is the main thing. They're going to have a lot of time to try and go ahead and make things work, moving on into the semi-finals, where their next matchup will either be Sandrot Gaming or Na'Vi. What do you think of that one, Tarlacto?
I mean, I'm just wondering whether we're going to get another best-of-7 reverse sweep. That is the 21st best-of-7 reverse sweep ever in all time in Rocket League esports history over the course of course, over 5 years at this point. What do I make of that one? Frankly, I'm just looking forward to seeing it. Like you're saying, Sandrock against Na'Vi. We will set that series up as fast as we can. Make sure to get your channel points in the predictions as well. This is the Monaco Gaming Show, and we'll be back with you after this break. Welcome back to the Monaco Gaming Show, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it is myself and Swaces who have just brought you a bizarre best-of-7 reverse sweep from Dignitas, who move on to the semi-finals. But of course, who will join them is the question, Swaces. And I want to see what our fellow panelists made of that series, because the casters, of course, bringing you that quarterfinal will be Boyo Royo and Danny Boy. And I would love to see, I'll start with you, Danny, because I'm still digesting that series. What did you make of it?
Well, I sat there and digestive. I thought Smiley Face was a side that was going to be incredible to some extent here. They performed over the expectations here, but Dignitas' own goal attempt, you thought was the demise before it ever occurred there, Tylacto. I mean, we've been in situations like that, Sel, but Boyo, when we see teams like that there, it just almost feels like if you have that coach, you have that mental reset. We were wondering when Dignitas will have that. The major, they said they'll consider at some point for the future. It doesn't seem likely, but they might want to consider it in the future a bit more sooner.
Oh yeah, they did come out with the win in the end, but obviously, as we've seen, it wasn't about the bumps in the road. The first 3 games, especially game 2, if I remember correctly, was the 3-goal comeback for 4th Smiley Face, and then they won it in overtime. It wasn't looking good for Dignitas. Then they came back and they won 4-1, 1-0, 3-1, 3-1. So 4 very dominant games, but it just wasn't a good start for them. So they can't have a situation like that happen again in the semi-finals later today, because it's not going to be as easy for that comeback.
I'm just curious as well, because to follow a series like that, the one we've got coming up here between Na'Vi and Sandrock, that's a very difficult series to follow. Of course, roster-wise, we've got Khalid back in for Sandrock. Na'Vi will have their sub Emre stepping in to the fray, Swaces. How are you feeling when it comes into this best-of-7?
Ooh, okay. Well, seeing how Sandrock Gaming are able to perform not even with their best player at a LAN, that kind of sets up the stage for them to go and perform so well in this Monaco Gaming Show with their main roster as well. Khalid, the one stepping in for them. And that sort of turnaround as well from Navi having to use Emre. Emre's still a brilliant player on the pitch. He can make things work, he can do anything himself, but really, is that going to be still to the same level of what we would see from Navi if they had their main roster, is the main question I have, but I don't really think it is going to be that.
Yeah, I mean, the chat is absolutely flooded with Sandrock right now, Danny. I understand why they're favourites after the performance they put in at the full major, but of course, whether it's here or, in the Monaco gaming show, as they were invited, they're yet to really beat a European team recently. Do you feel like Na'Vi are being undersold?
I sit there and have it sort of undersold. Not really. When we look at the roster, Spooks, who was casting their regionals, doesn't have much faith into it. I mean, if we look future as well, Liquid, we'll get on to that maybe future on the broadcast. But if you take it in terms of the major 60% Sandrock performance-wise, Emery, who hasn't had much competitive game experience, I know Boyo's been a massive fan for a long time here. I mean, Nice Character's one of our sponsors, long-time friends of the Rock and Rocket Baguette. We've seen that player go very well, Boyo, and you know what? He was probably one of the most outstanding players who was the next generation. The problem is his generation is now in this current esports scene.
Yeah, the player who I thought really could have been at the top, joined with others like, Jorius and Archie, who you see at the top right now, even Atomic as well, who is kind of near that top stage, but to a lesser degree, but unfortunately unable to make it there just due to schooling and other stuff that he had to take more priority with. But coming in now, I do think he's going to be a great addition to the roster. Just for today, Louis P unable to attend, just having to be at a Spanish LAN today, so not any roster change or anything like that. It's just a step in, which is really nice of Emery to do. But I think he will definitely show up. But people have to put respect on Sandrock's name at this stage. They are really good. They got top 8. They almost made top 4. Like, it's hard to say anything else about them at this stage.
It's still overwhelmingly in their favour, Swayze. I feel like we almost have to big up Na'Vi. I feel bad for them. They've got 13% of the pool right now. And frankly, I'm a full believer in Sandrock as well. Now that they have Khalid, it feels almost destined for the semi-final matchup against Dignitas. But as a player as well, you feel like if you start thinking about series ahead before the one at hand, you can end up underestimating your opposition, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about respect in Rocket League esports, isn't it? Because you can't ever go into a game thinking, oh, yeah, we can just go along with this. They're going to be a garbage team. They don't really play each other before. We saw a prime example of that, actually, in our last series. Dignitas, a top-level team who've been together for a very long time, versus For Fun Smiley Face, who were just being chucked together randomly, and they didn't respect them at the beginning, hence why they went 3-0 down. But as soon as they turned things around, they kind of went, all right, these guys are pretty good together. We've actually got to turn up the heat and go at our full matchup in this game. They really took it to them. They actually decided to go for the reverse sweep, which is the 21st of all time in competitive history. Nearly 6 years of Rocket League esports, and we've only ever seen 21 reverse sweeps and best of sevens. Danny, well, I want to get your opinion on that.